All right, this is just a short video I'm shooting for Bill. He apparently has taken the bail apart on his Shakespeare 2210 and is having difficulty resetting the spring. So we're going to take this apart real quick and show him how to do it. Okay, we're going to start off by taking the spool off, get that out of the way, and I'm going to take the handle off just because those things can get in the way of being allowed to do this. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to take this bail all the way off because I don't know where Bill is in his installation. So we're going to take this side loose. This is the side with the spring. The other side is the side with the trip release. We're going to take that side off. Okay, you get the trip release off the bail spring. All right, so we've got it this far apart. How do we go about putting it back together? Now, how do you tell the difference between the spring side and the unsprung side? Well, your unsprung side is going to have one hole on it, and your spring side is going to have two holes. The center one's for your bolt screw to go through. All right. And the other one is going to be for your spring to go in. All right. Let's take a quick look at the spring itself. The spring has two tags that stick off of it. One goes straight out to the side, and the other one is a hook tag. Can you see it there? All right. The hook tag is going to go up through the bail spring like that and hook into that hole. Okay, Bill, we're going to reinstall the non-spring end first. Let's go ahead and get it put on. You have to move that lever out of the way and get that over. And let's go ahead and put the spring on, or the screw on. It should still freely pivot, and it does. Should still lock on that tag. Okay, good. Now we're going to come back to this other side. Now this spring should be adjusted in so that it just is touching. It needs to be bent in just a little bit. And we're going to do that right now. There. Now it sits up against there without having to be forced up against it. Okay, let's release the tag, the trip end. Bring it around. All right, that's good. Okay, lift it out, and we're going to install. You know what will probably make this easier? Let's go ahead and take the nut off the end. All right. There we go. Oh, that's going to slide off. Okay. The way this is going to fit, it fits on here like this. Okay, now we've got that wire out of the way. It should be much easier to get this installed on here. Hope so, anyway. All right, we're going to hook the spring in first. Spin it around. And we need to get this tag in installed in this hole. So we're going to drop this down to put that tag in the hole. Okay, once you've got that in there like that, then start to rotate this around. Now, what you're going to have to do is lift this just enough. You have to lift this corner here. You got to keep the tag in the hole, keep the hook in the spring, and gently lift this up and bring this arm over until it sits down over top of that. Once it's like that, it's going to sit in place. Okay, let's do it again one more time. Okay, the hook goes in the hole like so. Line up your tag end. Your tag end goes into this hole right here, right there. Slip that in. All this sits down like this. Now, as you rotate this around, this folded over edge here is going to start hitting on this edge. So what you have to do is hold pressure on this and gently lift this up and over while keeping the tag of the spring down in that hole. Bring it over. There you go. And it's going to lock it into place. Once you've done that, go ahead and put your screw back in. This, folks, is why I suggest that you don't take this apart unless you absolutely had to. Okay, once you got that, wiggle that arm around until it gets up on the hole or up on the screw. Because if you tighten the screw down and it's not up on the shoulder, it's going to bind like it's doing right now. Okay, once you get that done, lubricate it. Make sure it's moving properly. Now, what can happen is that spring can get trapped up underneath there. So make sure that you've got it nice and free and that this lever right here hits up against there when it comes back. And make sure that your screw is tight. If your screw is tight and you got full motion on the lever, you're good to go. Now, bring this bail assembly back around. If you have to release the trip, like I'm doing right now, release it. Pivot this around. Put the screw back in the hole. Put your washer back on. If it wasn't so late at night, I'd go get the right wrench, but I'm just doing this as a special favor for one of my viewers who's having difficulty. So, rather than going and getting the right wrench, I'm just using a pair of pliers, but I'm being careful not to damage the nut. Okay, make sure to oil both sides. Let's finish putting it back together. Okay, Bill, I hope that helps you out. That's putting the bail spring back in on the Shakespeare 2210.